Hi, and welcome to the SEO podcast, Unknown Secrets of Internet Marketing. My name is Chris Burris, owner of eWebStyle.
I am Charles Lewis, your internet marketing specialist.
Welcome back to another fun-filled edition of our podcast. This is podcast number 271. And as always, we'd appreciate it if you had some sort of electric device. If you went out there and you, what should they do with that?
A couple things. You should tweet us. If you're looking at the screen right now, hopefully you're tuned in, watching live. Use hashtag SEO podcast. This is number 271. Be sure to tag us in it at Best SEO Podcast or at eWebStyle. That way we can follow you back and do all of our social networking stuff because we do follow back.
Yep, we do follow back. That should be our mantra. No. All right, our tip
from mantra in just a minute.
Our tip from our previous podcast is increase blog post engagement by telling stories.
Yeah, anytime you can tell a story in a blog post or really any article of content that you're posting online, you have a higher likelihood of getting engagement. Why? Because stories create emotion. Stories are things people can relate to. And usually, if you tell the right story, it's probably something that someone has already encountered or been through. And so, tell stories on your content, create that engagement, and increase your conversion.
Absolutely. Stories get right past that sales filter, and your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between a story or realities.
Exactly.
So that works really well if you're trying to create that emotion and associate that emotion with your product.
Mm-hmm.
Please remember, we are broadcasting live from Houston, Texas, and we are your friendly local neighborhood
top position snatchers,
where our mantra is,
don't be a douche.
Do not be a douche.
It is not a good look.
It is not a good look. So we've got an article today. That article is
10 content ideas to improve organic visibility. I want to give a punch in the face to George Apslin. This old article. Like 3 years old.
Right.
Found it on Search Engine Land. But as I went through it, a lot of his posts are actually still accurate. Shows you that content is still king. So, 10 content ideas to improve your organic visibility. We'll dive into that in a minute.
Cool. We already did our tweet now. And get this. Remember, this is the first time you're listening to a podcast, hello, welcome to the podcast. If you've listened to our podcast before, normally now we would ask you to do one of three things. We are not going to do that today because we're running this contest every time we get at least 10 new users on our Twitter account, Instagram account, Facebook account, G Plus regular account, or G Plus local account. We're going to skip that section, and we got 10 new users on our Twitter page.
And welcome. Thank you for following. I went back and followed all y'all today. So.
Excellent. So we're going to skip that. Boom. We're going to go right into if you are a PHP expert or a WordPress expert, we're probably looking for you. So please submit an audio resume.
Yep.
713-510-7846. If you want a free website analysis, you can go to our website, e-webstyle.com. And when you're there, you will find a website analysis form submission thingy somewhere.
Fill it out. Check it out. We'll hit you up.
Absolutely. If you're in a rush, make sure to give us a call because we are running a little bit behind on those. And now for our favorite segment, the algorithm cataclysm.
Oh, yeah. This is tough algo cat today. So this one kind of sucks, Google. You can almost get a kick in the shin for this one. So they're rolling out the privacy situation that caused us to not see keywords in analytics, right? We did not provide a deal due to privacy.
Being logged in,
Exactly.
Right?
They're rolling that out through Webmaster Tools now. And so all of these search queries and all of that information we would normally see.
Gonna go away.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, I'm an SEO guy, Google, and I feel like, personally, I've done my job to help clean up the internet. I'm making sure all of our clients have great content that's working. We're removing bad links. We're not being spammy. We're actually cleaning up the internet. So I don't really understand.
What do we say all the time? We say, as long as you're providing a good experience to the Google user, we're like on your team.
Yeah, so why are you making it hard for me to do my job? I don't get it. So anyway, not provided coming to Webmaster Tools.
Yeah, what do you mean almost with a kick in the shins? That's a
that
kick
just
in
kind
the
of
shins.
sucks. And secondly, my other algo cat man. So remember last week we talked about Google moving forward, rolling out the mobile algorithm update.
Right.
So anybody, if they're in the search engine listing next to those results, is going to be a tag that if your site is mobile friendly or not. Now understand that you're only going to see that tag if you happen to show. Because what Google is also doing is ranking sites that have a better likelihood of being on a mobile device higher. And so those, since they have a better mobile site, they likely won't have that notice. And if you do, then you won't even be shown in the first place.
Yep.
Now, Google did post some things on their webmaster site about tips you can do, or actually it was the list of the most common mobile mistakes.
Right. Okay.
So address these mistakes, and then of course all our clients will be rolling these out as well, right? So anybody with blocked JavaScript files,
okay,
mobile mistake, you need to figure out a different way to do it. Sometimes it's necessary to block it. Maybe you're not trying to display a slider or whatever it is.
Right.
But you got to figure out a different way to do that. Unplayable content. Maybe you have Flash or old things on the audio files that's just not really working on a mobile device. Yeah, you want to get rid of that.
Yeah.
Faulty redirects, right?
Okay.
Maybe you relaunched, you rolling out a new site, you created a mobile version, whatever it is, and your redirects just aren't working. Fix that.
That's not friendly.
Mobile only 404s.
Okay.
Yeah, that could happen. Maybe you felt like some of these navigational pages weren't necessary on a mobile device and only on a desktop device, but maybe you have internal links to those pages that you haven't cleaned up. And so on this mobile device, they're getting the 404 error. Not a good look. Or I like this one because I see this all the time. App download of interstitials. Interstitial, what is that? Well, that is when somebody goes to your site on a mobile device, and instead of them getting access to the content, you're bombarding them with pop-ups to download the app instead. Horrible experience for the Google user. Don't do it.
You can do it once, though, right?
Yeah. Well, they didn't say don't do it. They just said,
don't make it invasive.
Interstitials was plural, meaning don't overdo it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you have an app, that's the best method of people absorbing your content on their device. By all means, promote your app.
Yeah.
But what they suggested doing is rather than have a continuous pop-ups, instead add a banner or something like that to the mobile device. Yeah. Exactly. So that way they can see it on all the pages and they're not interfering with the usability of your site. I mean, the last one he had was slow mobile pages. Yeah, you got to optimize those images and videos and things like that you may have on that mobile site because nobody likes a slow page, especially on a mobile device. So on that note, punch in the face to you, Google, for at least giving us a list of the most common things to go and fix on that mobile device. But on that mobile site. Right. But at the same time, taking away my keywords and my search queries. Like, dude, that's necessary.
Yep.
As our photographer keeps upgrading his...
Yeah, it's like every time our photographer comes in the room, he's got new equipment. He's going to come in with a bazooka
I'm going to start dancing, either dancing or dodging, one of the two. And so that's our Algo Cat, man.
All right, so I have a little bit of news. This was interesting. This isn't really news. It's just kind of a fact that came up in the news as I was researching this. Mm-hmm. CAPTCHA reduces conversions by 12%.
Yep, I knew that.
I don't know if you knew that number, but we knew that inherently. I just had never seen a number.
Yeah, I didn't know what the number was, but we knew that seeing a CAPTCHA there, even if it's an easy CAPTCHA, just the fact that, oh my God, I have to figure out something.
So do you think the number's higher or lower on mobile devices?
Probably extremely higher.
Yep.
Yeah,
27%.
Yeah, Lord, a CAPTCHA on a mobile device, I'm turned off just thinking about it.
Yeah, it's like, bounce.
Bounce, dude.
I'm bouncing.
Call, frankly. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely not filling out this form.
Figure out some other option. All right, next we've got YouTube adds 4K videos to their site. Mm-hmm. So, you need to have Google Fiber and an upgraded computer to watch it. But, and then Facebook is going to test internet drones. These are like 747 size drones that fly around broadcasting high-speed internet to people. Like,
that's people testing their signal.
Punch in the face to you guys.
Yeah, that's what's up.
That's great. So that's kind of a Google Fiber competition.
Yeah, exactly.
That they can roll out to a lot other places.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what that leads to. All this available internet for free, by the way, that everybody's doing in all these cities and things like that. Yeah, is going to help us with I promise with the cars. Right. Like with these cars, self-driving vehicles taking us here, taking us there.
Yeah, you can't have 3G.
No, you can't. Last thing you need is to be on the freeway and your car start buffering.
Buffering.
Yeah, because or no signal. You know, and now that would suck.
Yeah.
You lose your signal in the middle of the nowhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it, and it's necessary. So that's what's up.
That's cool. I do have one punch in the face, and that is for Dustin. Actually, I had a review from him. I didn't get it copied over, so he'll get it read next time. He's with First Capital Business Finance. He actually listens while he's giving his kids a bath. And he put that in the review. I was like, that's kind of, I like the family aspect of our
I think
podcast.
we're family friendly.
Family friendly. So punch in the face to you.
Dustin. That's what's up.
Absolutely. And then I've got 3 reviews here. So, no tear tattoo. That's a good thing.
I was happy when I saw you this morning with no text.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to get up early on Fridays if there's no reviews and stop by the tattoo store. Yeah, so this is from Facebook.
Maybe we should start doing those live on there.
Yeah. Well, the screaming is quite loud. I'm kind of a wuss. Phil Taylor, he wrote this 5-star review, and it says, "Love the show, guys. Keep up the good work. I listened from the UK and found nothing better. Punch in the goddamn... Oh, we're not family friendly anymore. Punch in the goddamn face for the information." So,
Punch
Phil
in the face
Taylor,
to you.
love it. Good
Another
job.
UK listener. That's what's up.
Yes, and so then next, also from Facebook, Learning Made Dope, yo. And this one is 5 stars. And this is from Michael Ristoff. And it actually says the text of the review is 5 stars. I think that's how you say that.
Yeah, that's how you spell 5 stars. Like, yeah. That's exactly how you spell it.
And then finally, Best SEO Podcast on iTunes. That's the title of it. It is also
The best.
5 stars. It is also the best SEO podcast on iTunes. And it's by Craig Mount. And it says, follow at the Craig Mount on Twitter. Great podcast.
All right.
Punch in the face to
tweeted that to us.
all of you guys. Yeah, come back and tweet that. We may already be following you. I don't know. So punch in the face to all you guys. It's great to have reviews and to not actually put on a tear tattoo on Friday morning.
This. While we go on the subject of punching in the faces.
Right.
Punching in the faces?
Yeah,
punching the faces.
Yeah.
This petition goes to Declustered Marketing. Hit us up on Twitter at DeclusteredMKTN. They say hashtag SEO podcast. At eWebStyle, at Best SEO Podcast. Awesome podcast. Highly recommended. And they included the link. Appreciated that. We retweeted that. Also want to give a petiff to Francis Bowman. He's at F Bowman. Pitbull update. Listen to the other podcast right before the rodeo, right?
Right.
Listen to the hashtag podcast from at eWebStyle and on Stitcher. Hashtag SEO, hashtag podcast. I want to give a special punch in the face to Miss Francis because she included a picture, a screenshot of her phone listening to the podcast on Stitcher.
Okay.
And so I hadn't looked at that yet. And so when I looked at the screenshot, gave me another CTA to give people. If you on Stitcher after you write the review, give us a thumbs up. It's like right there at the bottom. You can thumbs up or thumbs down each podcast. Give us a thumbs up. Let's vote us up.
Cool.
And so those were the punches in the face.
So you pulled that out of the picture that she
Yeah,
sent?
I looked at the
That's
picture. I was
awesome.
like, oh, that's kind of loud. I didn't know I could do that.
She needs to do the thumbs up.
Yeah,
You like
but-
totally missed what she was sending.
No,
you.
I
Look
saw
at
that first. But my marketing had kicked in. Was like, oh,
How could we make it better?
exactly. And so, punch in the face to you, Francis. Really appreciate that. Back to some news. So dig this. Bing, almost could have been AlgoCat. Bing is removing navigation to additional search results. So if you go to Bing and you search, they're going to display 10. And if they feel like these are the best 10 results, period,
They won't give you page
they won't
2.
give you page 2 through 10. Instead, there'll be a message that says, we feel these are the best 10 results. Click here if you want to see more.
Ah, okay. So that's still there. They're just
Hiding it. They're making you click to see it.
yeah. Interesting.
I can dig it. I mean,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, how many people
No
go to
one goes
page
to
2?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Phenomenally low.
Exactly.
What's
so
the joke? Where do you hide a dead body?
on page 2.
Because no one will find it.
So dig this. Google is introducing a new program. They're calling it Let's Put Our Cities on the Map. They created a site for it, gybo.com. And this is really a resource for business owners to help get online, to correct their listings. They even partnered up with a company called StartLogic.
Okay.
StartLogic is offering a free domain and a hosted website. So Google is really trying to put the control of your business presence in the hands of the business owner.
Yeah.
What they're doing, they put up a site where you can go claim your listing, you can get it verified, you can make sure all your information's on there, and hey, get a free domain name and start a site at the same time.
Cool.
Now, pretty sure StartLogic will probably has a price involved, considering if you want to optimize
year
that
two
site
or something,
something like that, or to get it ranked. And so anyway, punch in the face to you, Google. That's what's up, making it easier. Ironically, making it easier for business owners to do what they pay us for.
Yeah.
Dig that.
Yeah, don't make it too easy.
Yeah. And so that's it. That's all I got right now for news and for petiffs.
Good stuff. That's the potatoes of our podcast.
Potatoes.
Time to get into the meat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 10 content ideas to improve organic visibility. So we gave a punch in the face to George Apslin. This is literally posted 3 years ago, February 2012.
That's the kind of research we do, by the way. It's like you got to go back and visit old stuff.
Well, and not just that, it's a top 10 list, and we talked about this a couple podcasts ago about evergreen content.
Yep.
Top 10 list, how-to articles, things like that. If they're relevant, they will still be relevant for years to come. And this is a great example of that right here. So punch in the face to you, George, for doing that. So let's dive in. Number one, he says content about related information. And again, we're talking content on your site, how you can improve your site's organic visibility. Number one, he says write content about related information. So when he says people who view content that answers questions or provides information related to your products or services may not be necessarily looking for what you offer at the moment. He says do your best job you can to unobtrusively let people know what you offer as they look for this type of content. And so what he's referring to is like maybe people asking questions about something you offer. Matter of fact, the example he gave, or the example I'll give, let's say you're a plumber. Let's say you're a plumber and you install water heaters, right? And so maybe if you check your keywords, you see people searching for different types of water heaters. Maybe you see keywords about people comparing different types of water heaters. This is a great opportunity for you, Mr. Plumber, to create an article comparing all types of water heaters, why they should be used, the type of homes they're best used in, which ones have hotter water, whatever details about the comparison you come up with. This is a great page to create and optimize comparing these water heaters, because your keyword research has shown that people are looking for it and this page will likely rank. And so creating that type of content, related information, is a great thing to do. And the tip he gave here was sell yourself on these pages. And I totally agree. Anytime you're comparing them, after you give a first few bullet points, drop in a sentence that, hey, we can install both of these for, blah, 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 with a link to your contact page. Then maybe at the end of the post, a personal recommendation. We've installed more of these in this area, right? Mention your service area because of blah, 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 whatever that is. And this is the same kind of concept you can take across the board. I just use plumbing for an example, but that same concept would work with really any service provider, an AC guy, a roofer, electrician. You can write content that compares the different types of materials and manufacturers you use.
Yeah.
People look for it.
Yep.
Number two, he says start a blog. I think that's a great number 2. Why? Because back to the first one, if you're writing that content, that blog is where you're going to post it at. And so a blog is a great place to create content like that that's not probably conducive to a static page on the site, but could definitely go on as a blog post, a relevant blog post. And so definitely start a blog. He says in most cases, we recommend deploying a blog, so that is, dig this, part of your website. And this is for a number of reasons. Yeah. And this is, now mind you, this is in 2012 when he posted this. Yeah. And in 2012, he had the same logic I have today. A lot of people will post blogs and put them under a different domain name, right? Or something else, some other that's not on their primary domain.
.org, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. .blogspot or something like that. Don't do that, because that content's way too valuable. You spend way too much time writing on it. That content will eventually rank. And if that content ranks, you don't want to hope that people click one of the links that's in your post back to your site. No, you want that content on your site. And so that way, when it does rank and they are reading your post, you have the benefits of your header and your sidebar and your footer and all your other sales collateral right there on the page to help convert them.
Yep.
Punch in the face to you, George, for being ahead of the game 3 years ago. And I'll add this to your blog as well. Be consistent. If you're going to start the blog, be consistent when posting, right? Yep. Set you a day, and this is the day I'm going to post. It may not be the same time at that day. kind of like our podcast, but it's consistent. We will be doing it. And so be consistent with your posting and use the right voice, right? Understand who you're talking to, the type of tone they're accustomed to using, and make sure you communicate with your post in the right voice. Number 3, he says, answer questions with articles. He says you can answer some of the questions you see being asked in your keyword research with relevant articles. And he's absolutely right. What I would add to this is review your FAQs. If you have a FAQ page, frequently asked questions, and maybe you have one of those long answers, right? 2 or 3 paragraphs, man, look, why don't you summarize that and then take their long answer, expound on it, and create a page for that. And then on that FAQ page, in that summary, just link to it. And so that way, that page has that much information, that question has that much information, is definitely worth having its own article.
If you have it in your FAQ, it is called frequently asked questions. It's because your customers / prospects
frequently
are looking for it.
Yeah, so create that content. And then and that way people can find it. That way that page, since it's a frequently asked question, that page will likely rank, frankly, higher than your FAQ page because it's all about one specific idea, one specific question. So yeah, you can do that. Frequently asked questions page. Number 4, he says content about markets and the industry served. He went on to say that as we perform keyword research, we look to see if people in these industries and markets or of our clients are searching the phrases for these specific markets. So what is he really saying? Target your verticals is what he's saying. Maybe you're, so for example, we have a client in California. She does wedding videography, right? And so one of the things she wanted to target was same-sex weddings. That's a vertical for her. And so we created a page of content right there. We created a landing page for that, all specific to same-gender weddings. Right? Because that's a specific vertical. We have a different client. He sells and installs X-ray equipment. And so he has several verticals. So we ended up creating a page targeting veterinary clinics, a page targeting podiatrist clinics, a page targeting orthopedic clinics. Why? Because all of these are verticals that in different industries where his product is still applicable. And so it made sense for us to create these specific pages rather than try to kind of crumble it all on one page. So when this opportunity presents itself, create content for these specific industries or these specific niches that you service, because people will search for them by their niche. Do that. Number 5. He says case studies. He says case studies that show how a client is case studies that show how clients, I saw that like on my peripheral on the screen, benefiting from your product or service not only may get found in searches, but you can also add summaries about the case studies on important product service pages with links to the full articles.
Before you go off on that, what is a case study? Because we were talking about this earlier.
Well, so
it's a story.
Exactly. Not only is it a story, more importantly, it's a story that you can tell to really highlight your service. Case studies refer to specific clients, right? So one of the things I'm working on that we'll be adding to the eWebSite site later this year is case studies about our clients, what we had to do, some of the obstacles we faced, some of the objections we faced, the strategy we put behind those, and how it worked. And then we show the results. And so case studies are a great opportunity to showcase your customer service and how your company really functions. It's also a great place to give a shout out to clients. Hint, hint, pro tip, those case studies will likely get shared socially and promoted by those clients because they're proud of the case study. And so case studies are a great way. Case studies work when there's a long tail sales, when we have a long sales process. Is what I added to this. Maybe it's not a quick sale, right? Maybe your sale needs a quote followed by some research and an on-site visit, and then a couple of emails being sent out, and then a follow-up, and then
proposal, a modified proposal.
Some sales processes are long, depending on the price of your product, right? And so a case study is a way to kind of help people get over that emotion. They can say that, hey, here's a similar company that had some of the same challenges I may have. And this is how it worked out well. Case studies are great content.
Absolutely.
Number 6, he says a glossary or /dictionary. He says they surround, he was talking about a client. He said they actually surround their dictionary content within their well-designed web page. It does a great job of highlighting what they offer. Dude, everybody looks for definitions. Everybody looks for information. Frankly, the Google Knowledge Graph is pulling that information from some site, right? It's not, Google doesn't have a pool of just information sitting there that they use for the Knowledge Graph. Their pool is their index, and that knowledge graph information is being pulled from some site that just ranked really well. And so if you have a glossary or dictionary on your site, optimize it for terms. I like another example he gave. He talked about a client who broke their dictionary up into multiple pages. So there was only like 3 or 4 words on each page with a description and this and that. Related words. So that page began to rank even higher.
A dictionary can make a cool graphic too, where you have that piece where you've got the bars around it, and then the word,
the phonetic spelling, and all of that. Definitely. I put this on here for in regards to a glossary and a dictionary. These are great opportunities for outbound links. So anytime you have a glossary or a dictionary and you have some content there, you might want to link out to Wikipedia for more information, or maybe it's a question about a specific product. You may want to link out to the manufacturer or link out to somebody else who had a great story about this specific word that you're defining on this page. Especially if those sites you're linking to aren't direct competitors of yours, and they're high quality sites, link out. Share the link love. And a glossary or dictionary page is a great place to do that. Number 7. White papers, different from case studies. He says, as with useful articles and case studies, white papers can help convey your expertise, help potential customers make decisions. Most white papers can also be promoted effectively through your various social venues. So similar to case studies, it's also a story, right? It's also an example of how your service works. The difference is case studies tend to focus on a specific client or a product or something like that. A white paper is more about your company, more about your process, more about your service that you offer, the service that maybe you used in a specific case study, right? That's what that white paper is for. White papers are great for soft conversions, right? Maybe no one wants to give you their name, email, phone number, and the best time to call and to submit, but they will give you their email for access to this white paper. Great for a soft conversion. Put them on an email list and put them on a drip campaign or something like that, and begin marketing to them via email. And then maybe you do some remarketing because they did visit your site, right? And so now you got the email list. Now they're on your remarketing list, and you could begin to market to them more, and hopefully they'll convert. White papers are good. They help you explain your process. Number 8. He says product manuals and instructions. Awesome idea for content creation.
Right.
He went on to suggest that he had a client, he suggested that they create more of their own, I like that, their own instruction sheets and or videos.
Original content.
Yeah, exactly. He was on it 3 years ago. Right? And so he's absolutely right. Anytime you sell a product, especially a retail product that somebody can get from anywhere, and there's available product manuals and instructions like that online, dude, link to those. Matter of fact, he suggested creating a page for all of the products you have, a manuals page, loaded with PDFs where people can search and find and download manuals and instructions for all the products you offer. Awesome page to have, valuable content, relevant content. It's just worth doing. I added this, create content supporting the different uses of your product. Right? So not necessarily a product manual, this is how you use it, but maybe it can be used in several different ways. Right? Maybe you created some sort of, I don't know, new appliance that'll be on my counter, right? Like the cook, right? And so I watch infomercials all the time. You may be looking at a George Foreman grill. Right? And the dude on the infomercial, he's made, 40 different dishes. With the George Foreman grill. Why not create a page for each one of those dishes, including the recipe, how you used it, the materials used, how long it took, all of that information. Right? These are posts that can go on your blog that you started from step 2 about different uses of the same product. They will rank. Trust me. Number 9. He says learning centers like how-to articles and videos and etc. Just kind of similar to number 8. He says, if in your keyword research you see people searching for help, like when making buying decisions, then consider creating helpful articles and videos. And the keyword here is when making buying decisions. So how do you know when people are making a buying decision? Well, usually those search terms reference whatever they're trying to do. So the example he gave was maybe somebody searched for best camcorder for whatever.
XYZ.
For XYZ. Well, then you maybe want to write some content about your camcorders and what they are best used for. This one is best for shooting live action video and sports. This one is best for shooting whatever.
Low light, whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. This one is best for indoor church services. Like whatever it is, write content that supports that because the keyword research indicates that people are looking for it. And so you definitely want to have that. But I added, maybe you're a carpet cleaner, right? Our own example. You may want to post articles about why having your carpet cleaned every 3 months is best for the health of babies.
Allergies or babies.
Exactly. Or dust and particles and things like that, and how they can help with sinuses. And so post this sort of content. Get in the habit of researching it, writing it, and posting it. Last one, number 10, which is just an awesome number 10. He says top 10 list. So, dig this. Not only that, he says people like lists. Look, he says when it makes sense to publish a list like, 10 content ideas to improve organic visibility. And he's absolutely right. Top 10 lists work. How do they work? Work for me. I clicked it, but I will add this. Make sure to add value and make sure it's relevant. Because just like I clicked his, I also clicked 5 others. And those didn't make the cut. This one did, because it had value, because the content was still true to this day, even though it was 3 years old. And so top 10 lists do work when they're done right.
A lot of times 3 works, also work. Top
3, top 7 is a good one. Yeah, I mean, as long as the content's there, it's easy to absorb. He broke this down into bullet points and numbers, made it easy for me to kind of go through. Then they can work.
Yeah.
Then they can work. So punch in the face to you, man, George Asplund. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I feel like I'm not. Asplund.
Yeah, I say Asplund. Yeah.
Okay. Punch in the face to you, dude. Good article. 10 content ideas to improve organic visibility.
Excellent. Do we have any? That was a meaty podcast.
Yeah, it was.
Do you have any? Is there any what?
I did have some what news, and I forgot it.
See what it is. All right, well, see if you come up with it while I go over this.
Yep. Got it. What? Yeah, this what goes to Yahoo.
Okay.
So dig this. Remember how Firefox, Yahoo search share went up because Firefox had changed to make Yahoo their default search. Well, they changed back to Google, right? And so Yahoo immediately started seeing lower search volume. They
spun it.
Well, no, they began contacting Firefox users and asking them to please switch back to Yahoo.
Okay.
Really, Yahoo? I wish I would get an email that says, "Hey, we noticed you changed your default search on your browser.
First off,
please,
how do you know?
Yeah, how you know it was me? Secondly, hell no, I ain't changing it back.
It's like
it's the reason why I changed it.
Yeah, I'll change it as soon as you
get better search results. Better. Exactly. Yahoo. Come on, dude. Get better.
Very interesting. All right, so if you are a business owner interested and you want to grow your business with the largest, simplest marketing tool on the planet,
the internet,
which we think is going to make it, right? Or is it going to make it? I think it's going to make it. Call eWebStyle for increased revenue in your business. Our number is 713-592-6724. Yep. We do have a referral program. That is, if you've got an SEO customer, internet marketing customer, you send them to us, they pay their bill, we pay you. We were filmed here live at 5999 West 34th Street, Suite 106 in Houston, Texas, 77092. We are the most popular internet marketing podcast in the known universe because of all of y'all. Thank you all for tuning in wherever you are in the U.S., in the world, in the galaxy, apparently. In the U.K. Darren Bowie checking in with us. It's been a while. Thank you. Until the next podcast, my name's Chris Burris.
Charles Lewis.
Bye-bye for now.